Well, it's March 31st, 2020. Um, so it's another day of the market. This is actually one of the more quiet days we've had in the last few days. Like when we see a 2-3% move kind of day, intraday, very weird. Doesn't usually do these kind of things. So um, what I did was short the market. So I had a few charts up. I don't know if you guys saw them or not, but essentially, I think today's high is the end of wave four, and if the bear market stays true, we should be going to wave five. However, that would only happen if we break down farther than 25% retrace from 195. So I think if we don't break below, 188 and then 179 here in QQQ, we're not going to get there. 196 was the absolute high because of this point right here. If this was breached, then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 count that I had going on would not matter because wave four cannot be higher than wave or the start of wave two, right? So this could not go higher than around this level. So that would be a no-no in the Elliott count. So I'm glad that we went up. It stopped. I think other people had that count too. So maybe that's why we stopped. So we're coming here to the end of the day against funds rebalancing. Last hour, we had a relatively quiet day too as well. So I am still looking to go long in the near future. I put a lot of bullish charts. The near future, not now. We got to look for the first set of reports to come in, confirm whether or not this is an investable kind of environment, right? Because I'm gonna lie, I think I was convinced for maybe like 2 days by Donald Trump that apparently money fights reason, money fights science, money fights everything. As long as you throw a bunch of money at it, it'll be good. But I'm seeing more policemen, firefighters, first responders, doctors getting infected. Now, none of this has any reason on the price itself because this is a stock market, right? But my only problem here is that essentially this is sentiment, like the sentiment of the public, right? Whether or not we're going to grow or contract in the future. And to say that the earnings won't be affected is, I think, right. It's going to be affected, right? When you have, what was it, American Airlines asking for 12 billion in federal aid. American Airlines is just one company. There's hundreds, hundreds of companies out there that could they all possibly asking for $1 billion, right? Although American is an airliner, and there's hotels too, hotels, travel agencies. It could even come down to staffing or something like that, staffing company, restaurants for sure, right? If they're all going to want bailouts, I think our bailout money was like 500,000. So just not sure of exactly where they want to go from here. But I'm gonna be here. I was not able to set up my Discord to sync up so you guys can hear some of the other people on here, uh, because apparently Mac uh, doesn't really work that well with OBS anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and if you guys have questions, you guys are welcome to ask me at any time. But I'll be here until the end of the day watching this because I have a trade going on. And so what I saw this morning was a bunch of computer traded stuff. Like on the small time frames, you might not necessarily see it on the one on the 5 or something like that. I'm sorry, on the 1 hour, on the 5 minute. Right. We have this currently going on. Now, every time it presses up against this line on the 5, it tries to break out and break down. I mean, like this can go only so far. So I have to make a move here up or down, right? And we're coming up here on the last hour. Just remember, the quarter's closing. People want to look good or bad. Maybe they want to look worse than they actually are, or better than they actually are. That's why the price probably got pushed up, because they want to look good, right? Your losses look smaller at 30% than they are at 50%. For example. So it's understandable why everyone would want this up, and no one would really want to sell and take a realized loss. At least the big funds, right? That's how I'm thinking about this. So get back up here. We look at QQQ. Looking at QQQ right now. Made a higher high. Great, fill the gap. What now? Right? I look at this chart here, and this just seems like a megaphone. There's no direction in this. It's higher highs, lower, right? Lower, I'm sorry, higher lows, and it's just like this weird little channel coming on. So I'm just waiting until this breaks to the downside, because it's keeping on breaking to the upside, which is causing this to channel like this. So hopefully some reconciliation with maybe, I don't know. I just don't know what else other sector they would be pushing up, because yesterday we saw them pushing up, was it healthcare and tech stocks? Right? And the day before that was Dow Jones getting rescued by a bailout. Pretty much the whole last week was Dow Jones. And they rotate until they hit boom. Energy is not really cooperating, so they're going to say, well, Trump already has said, we're going to buy strategic oil, or whatever that means. But essentially, they're probably figuring out how to pop up oil prices with a controlled amount of supply. Unfortunately, we're not. We're just common folk, not privy to that. But in terms of equities, I do think there's a hard retrace coming. I do think it's coming. Question is, if we break that support, does it come to a new low, right? Or here's this other scenario: we go straight up, right? There's only two directions. There's no sideways, right? There's two uncertainty. Sideways right here is not really a question. Like, today is a very abnormal day. I think everyone can say about how much movement there was. What's up, Robert? So honestly, like, I don't know exactly. This is a question I've been thinking about myself. If the market goes up too fast, are there any issues? Are there any issues if the market goes up too fast? Because I was understanding the Fed is just constantly pushing it in, but I think the Fed steps in only when it really needs to be stepped in. So they'll give this initial, pop off the lows. Obviously, that was, the Fed had a lot. I think they bought like 1.2 trillion or something like that, something crazy. Uh, um, this crazy injection into the market, right? Question is, if the stocks rip back to, like, if, for example, if QQQ goes back to 236, like, what then? Right? Is this over? That's the part I don't understand. Like, hey, you have this virus. This is why I hate talking about technicals. I'm sorry, fundamentals with technicals, because you get into this whole crazy debate. But I think it's important to know about this, right? To hear what you would think about this, Robert, too, as well. Let's say this thing pops, boom, right? We're back at the all-time highs. Coronavirus is still raging around. I'm assuming this is probably like second half of April, May, right? May, June. Given the rate, we'll probably be there by June. Do they let people out? Like, do they let people walk around? Because then we'll be, what? We go back to what, 100 cases per day, 50 cases per day, right? Rapid testing. Right? We let everyone out. Do we just all of a sudden spike back up? Because obviously there's no vaccine yet. That'll take a year, right? That'll take probably 10 months by now. It's 9 months by now. China probably had a 3 months head start. It'll probably be out by the end of the year, right? But at June, do we waste this whole year? At June, do we let people out, right? And then you have the 80,000 dead that's estimated to be here in the United States. That's a lot of people, but in the grand uh, view of everything compared to strokes, heart attacks. It's not actually a lot of, it's heartless for me to say it like that, but it's actually not a lot of people. Yeah, Robert, this all just started November, December. So I'm assuming in January, I think that's when they locked it down. So I'm assuming the Chinese scientists have started in January, and in China, they don't have a lot of different hurdles to jump over like here in the US. So I imagine them by the end of the year, they're already starting to vaccine the population. But I'm really concerned about like the cops, like I read about, 1/10, like 1,000 cops in New York City out on sick leave, and like a portion of them has tested positive. I saw that New Jersey cops, out of all New Jersey cops, 380 of them tested positive for coronavirus, and thousands upon thousands are currently being um, essentially quarantined. Like people are going to become restless. I don't think a lot of people realize this, but I'm already starting to become less restless to stay in my own home for the last 2 weeks or so. I've been going out. I'm not gonna lie. I've been violating the stay at home, going on walks, stuff like that. I'm gonna do something real quick here. So, not a lot of movement. Once again, we're falling down to the lows since the beginning of the day. Um, yeah, I mean, like literally a very muted day. But again, this daily is gonna look very bearish. Right? That's a very bearish candle. Notice we had three of them in the fucking row. One, two, three reversals, right? The first one is not really a reversal. The second one, in my opinion, is definitely a reversal. The third one, holy fuck. If we don't fucking reverse, oh my god. All I gotta say is like that's my go-to candle right there. And if that thing does not want to reverse, obviously you can see how the Fed is pushing up. We have two of those reversals, right? But guess what? The Fed kills that candle, so this one. Obviously, the Fed. I don't think they can continuously do this. So I think the Fed file the first initial round of Fed QE has already gone off. Right. It's not like it's still continuing. I'm sure it is, but it's not like fucking what they did back at 166 QQQ. So honestly, tomorrow we have some more reports coming out. I'm just gonna read them out loud since I'm going through them as well. Um, for the U.S., we have ISM manufacturing PMI. Manufacturing tomorrow. All right, I don't really give a fuck about that one. Go to the next one. Friday, initial jobless claims on Thursday. I'm sorry. Whatever. I don't care about that one either. On Friday. There we go. Non-farm payrolls, unemployment. Click on non-farm payrolls and just check it out real quick. And for you guys that don't know what it is, I'm gonna read literally the description from my face. Non-farm payrolls measures the change in the number of people employed during the previous month, excluding the farm industry. Job creation is the foremost indicator of consumer spending, which accounts for the majority of economic activity. All right. Our forecast is negative 100,000. Previous was 270,000. So we're going backwards here. Negative 100,000. I'm gonna lie, like we had what millions of unemployment claims, and then they're fucking saying here in the predictions, if I'm reading correctly, one minus 100,000 in non-farm payrolls. That seems kind of fucking stupid. In my opinion, that sounds pretty stupid. Who the fuck is right? Like what the fuck? Minus 100,000. I was expecting more like minus 1.1 million, but again, this is for February, right? We didn't have that big push until, um, I'm sorry, this is for March's report, right? Actually, so then it would have been affected. At least a lot of the states, half of them were in quarantine by mid-March, right? I think I'm right now in Los Angeles, and we were, I think, the first. San Francisco was the first, and then as a city, and then New York was New Rochelle, um, and then it was San Francisco, I believe. I'm sorry, and then it was Los Angeles and the whole state of California. Before that was Washington. Right? But anyways, non-farm payrolls. I do not know why it's so high. It should be, I think, millions. Like the furlough kind of stuff. Maybe they haven't done that yet. Maybe that's gonna be baked into the April's. Maybe that's why. I'm sorry. It's gonna be built into May's numbers for April. So I don't know what the lag it is on this data, but that is pretty not low enough, I think. And then we also have the unemployment rate, which is estimated at 3.8%. Right. Previous unemployment rate was at 3.5%. Let's go. We got a new low. Did we get a new low? Oh yeah, we got a new low. Hell yeah. Actually, no, not yet. Low of the day for QQQ is 190.43. We're at 190.79. But at least, going here into the last 15 minutes, we do have some bearish action. The question is, what do they do in the next 30 minutes? We got margin calls coming up. We got fund rebalancing. So we've had slow movement throughout the day. Very slow movement. Like look at the range of today compared to other days. It's not there. So maybe we'll make up for it to the next day, right? Maybe the averages will sync up. It'll come back. The 5% move, last 10 minutes of trading. Maybe, maybe not. The longer the lockdown, um, I think so too. Like I've been getting just kind of wrecked. I'm not gonna lie, like that's the only kind of word to really say. Really shorting the last week. Uh, the thought to go long has crossed my mind. Um, but I'd much rather wait and then just go intraday short and see I can grab one to that short and ride that shit into the next day, right? But this market has been so crafty that I've been just getting like knocked around, just like straight up knocked around, like played what played with like a little toy, right? And honestly, the best position I did was to short this, right? Remember earlier I told you guys that my 5 count only works if this point is not violated. Look at that. The daily short has literally I got the short, right? Short signal on today too as well. So, um, oh, and there goes the short signal. Interesting. um, but eh, there it is again, the short signal. So it looks like if it's above 90.70, my short signal activates. Interesting. And that short signal, all it is a moving average signal. So actually, I have not been given the signal to short until literally just now. So with the moving averages, the slow and fast moving averages, right? Because moving averages lag, they tell you the past and not necessarily the history, and we can maybe make good judgment on what that is. I am getting right now the signal to short right now because the fast moving averages on the daily have now crossed below slow moving averages. We had that, that death cross. But I'm sure people have said the death cross has already happened or has crossed back or whatever. On my charts using my moving averages, I have to have the whole collective of moving averages below the 200, which is that pink. So, and it is. So right now, according to moving averages, a short is better than uh, a long, and this is on the daily chart too. This is not on a smaller time frame. So when I look at these, I had another short signal here, right? I frequently I don't use, right. The long signal here was pretty clutch. You might not be able to see it, but it's long signal here. But it's a very simple strategy. Moving it. I personally like it as more of a visualization than as a key indicator for me. A key indicator for me would be more of the MACD on the hourly, getting more divergence on the bear side, right? So if we look at the MACD, we shall see MACD on March 5th to now is inclined for higher. However, the price action on that day to now is lower. That means we about to be turned down. So on the daily, we have the moving averages. On MACD, we have the MACD moving upwards. And look, MACD is just moving convergence, divergence, moving averages, right? This is literally the same thing. Kind of the same thing. I don't want to go into it. Kind of same thing, kind of not the same, right? Essentially, we're seeing the divergence where the price is moving one way, but the averages are moving the other way. So right now, that momentum, I'm sure if you guys use momentum indicators, will show some kind of uh, starting to fade, um, as they would say. And I don't use volume, but I turn on volume just to see QQQ today. And QQQ has had almost zero volume the last 2 weeks, or at least a week and a half, right? So we have this declining volume. That means people are either hesitant or all the positions have been made already, right? Obviously, no one's really acting to kind of see where things are go. Honestly, I think this can bottom more. Just based on today's action and seeing how fragile this thing is, like if there's no news, if there's no sector rotation, all assets sell, all equities sell, all liabilities sell, or all liabilities buy. So I don't know. So I am right now short from the pop this morning. I'm hoping to catch it right down to the 50% retracement. I'm hoping to catch that wave down to 180 QQQ, and that could be on multiple varieties of different reports. But I am looking for that to be possibly happening on Friday. Because last Thursday they tricked everybody by saying the unemployment report, the stimulus bill handles that, blah 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 blah. But we need to see jobs, see people getting hired, right? If you're a businessman and all you do is sit in the office and work, you're not gonna become a grocery worker. Like that's not gonna happen. My dog's sick of my shit. So it looks like it's going down nice and steady. Dumb and smart money ratio is the oscillator. What are you talking about? Raji, I've heard of that before, but I'm not using I don't use that kind of ratio. Because those numbers just all lag too much. By the time they report it, I'm like, what's the use on the number to me now? Yeah, I've heard it before. Granted, I don't know if you listened to me in the past. I literally stopped trading stocks for 3 years, sold at the top, and I'm coming back. So my investment knowledge is still very rusty. Um, so I do know what you're talking about. I just need to refresh my mind. But I know that's an oscillator of some sort, right? It's like a money flow oscillator. Oh, what's up, Raji? Money flow, yeah, CMF. That's what I was thinking of. There you go. I was like, what is that fucking dude's name? Oh my god, okay, let's go back to the market real quick. So we're actually dropping pretty hard, and I'm loving this fucking action. I'm loving that fucking action. Oh baby. Oh, a lie. Rid the fuck out of the market this morning. I don't know if you saw my tweets or not, but like, I've never. The reason why I did not stream earlier today is because I did not want to stream, and you guys watched me fuck it up. It's literally that simple. I did not want to trade and then stream and get fucked sideways while I'm streaming because I'm not looking at it. Uh, and so this is great. Close to the day. I'm not gonna lie, if we don't bounce up from this, I'm a happy camper because we got our movement today. This fucking candle, 1.26, 1.27 move. So this is the move we're getting, right? Now we're getting like 3% range. So I just want to be good enough that I'm trading like this again because I'm obviously fucking rusty. I made a fuckload of money on the short side, and then when it came to the long side, I was here with you guys last time I was streaming last Monday. I was like, fuck, I need to go long. It's gonna be a huge pop. And what did I not do? Not fucking go long. So that's literally just like a psychological kind of thing that I need to get over, right? I predicted it. I saw it. It was fucking coming, and I didn't capitalize on it. So I'm just fiddling my thumb, seeing where the next big move can come. And honestly, this is it. It's either gonna be this short right here, or this fucking thing pops straight up to gaps up to like 3K fucking Nas or 3K fucking SPY and 10K 10K new highs Nasdaq. So it just ran so fast. That pop right there, and then so Robert, what I was looking at on that pop, I also shorted the Dow too. I don't remember what level I shorted the Dow at, but let's just keep here on Nasdaq because that's I have another short on that too as well. Um, I saw Dow not able to make a new high, and that was my key number one of having the balls to go in onto that trade. Was because when the Nasdaq popped, right, we're sitting on our hands the first hour of trading, right? We don't trade until it gets closer to 10:30. No trading, no fucking trading until 10:30. Okay, sit on your hands. I was sitting on my hands. Pop, right? This pop came Nasdaq, as you see this big green bar I'm highlighting on the screen. After the pop happened, I switched. I was looking at the Dow Jones too. Dow Jones did not make a new high, so I put that one and one together. I saw SPY. I don't know what the fuck SPY was doing, but I saw Dow not being able to make that new high, and I'll show it to you right now. I can mark the shit out of this chart, right? So right here is that previous high. Today was that pop, right? And it kind of like hit my trend line perfectly. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just short some because Nasdaq is being weird in terms of how it's correlating with other ones. I decided to short either SPX or Dow, and because I've been shorting SPX all week and it's been kicking my ass, it's short the Dow, just fucking get back at the Dow, right? So that's why I saw no new high was made in Dow, and that was one of the biggest things because QQQ was the leader. Um, um, QQQ was the leader today, but it cannot lead unless the other ones follow. So when I saw the two other indexes not following, that made me want to short. Now I've had this. I went to sleep thinking about wave four. Like this is the person I am now. I went to sleep thinking about wave four. Where can wave four stop? Right? I'm thinking about the fundamentals. Once again, did Donald Trump really convince me and everyone else that everything is okay? I asked myself that question. Is everything okay? Yes, to some sort of degree, which makes this pop rational, right? It would essentially make that pop rational, right? You can say, Donald Trump, this is no big deal. Everyone's getting paid. We're coming with the vaccine. We're the best. But what happens when you have 80K dead? When we peak in cases in 2 weeks, once again, right? So I'm thinking even more than just 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. 4 months, we probably won't even have a lot of this virus in here. And by the end of the year, once again, I said I truly believe that it's going to be pretty much eradicated from the U.S. by the end of this year because of vaccines. It won't be 100% gone, but it'll be relatively gone. Then you have these fuckers in the US that don't believe in vaccines. That's a whole nother kind of issue. But when we let these people back out, when we let myself back out, it's not just these people, it's pretty much just everyone. When everyone goes back outside, is it going to be good? Like, I, I mean, don't you think it's going to ramp up again in 2 or 3 months? So maybe like if you left people out in June, right, it takes 1, 2, 3, 4 months to ramp up to the numbers we're having now. Maybe we let those numbers ramp while you just give everyone else the vaccine. I don't fucking know. I'm not even a doctor. All I listen to is Fed. I'm just listening to the Fed at this point. Right? They said they'll buy SPY. They can buy as much as SPY as they can when I'm selling this shit to them. So let's go back to QQQ, or this is Dow Jones. Let's go back to the QQQ. The little pop off those lows. We got 30 minutes left. You guys hear about Nancy Pelosi, anyways? That they wanted to mail in register votes, right? For the new stimulus bill, they wanted to register mail-in votes. Like, what the fuck? I don't know if that meant for all Americans. I kind of just read the title. I'm guilty of not reading the article itself because I was doing something else. But the mail-in thing, I know Trump wants that $2 trillion stimulus plan for infrastructure, which makes a lot of sense. That's something we should have been done, for decades, right? I grew up in Philadelphia, and 95 was always on construction. I'm pretty sure, like, since I was born till I bought my condo downtown, they were still working on that fucking thing in Philadelphia. So, America's infrastructure will truly, I think, bring um, a new decade. But another $2 trillion is a lot of money. I still don't understand how exactly. I mean, like, I wouldn't be going to sleep if I was the Fed. I don't know how politicians go to sleep. Yeah, now we're back into this kind of like Democrat versus Republican kind of ordeal where, like Trump obviously wants more money for corporations. Pelosi's probably pushing back a little bit on that because honestly, we haven't even really dispersed checks to corporations. The small business loans are going to be activated on Friday. The one-time check, they're still figuring out how to deliver that money to the hands of the people. There's a lot of stuff that's very undecided, even with that first stimulus bill, and we're talking about the second one already. So I would like them to first your hermit here. Oh, okay. There's another one. It's called like McClowan oscillator. It just like that randomly just popped up in my head. I don't remember, but you can check that one up too. As I don't like oscillators personally. I like averages. Oh, you're Long Island, motherfucker. Long Island bastard. Kidding, kidding, Raji. Yeah, I know, man. It's pretty bad. I'm in Los Angeles. What are you guys talking about? We don't even test them here. 2/3 of the tests in LA County is fucking still pending results. Like, like, the backlog here in Los Angeles is like 8 days. 8 days to get results. That's what happened to my friend. I'm just kidding. I love people from Long Island. Get me wrong. I call a lot of my friends are from Long Island, and we call them Flids, fucking Long Islanders. Because you guys are a different breed. Different breed. Yeah, I saw that, Robert. Was that are you in, was that in Tennessee or was that in Kentucky? I know it was like a Midwestern state, like a southern Midwestern state. Oh, Canada. Okay, I'm totally wrong. Totally fucking wrong. All right, guys. So, so this is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna keep talking to you guys, and actually, I you know what, let me focus back on the trades because um yeah. So I'm getting my office cleared out, and hopefully I'll have a place to show my face and just show everything. Be a lot easier to stream this shit instead of on my fucking iPad and my MacBook. But let's get back to this. And also, I want to get to the point where I can hook up my Discord to this. So it's gonna be like old times where I have literally 30 other people talking with me, and it's gonna be a boiler room. Like this place is gonna be a boiler room. We're gonna have 2,000 people back into it. I'm guarantee you, and we're just gonna shit talk all day, every fucking day, and we're gonna meme our way to millions and millions of dollars using memes and funny pictures. Yeah, I love Los Angeles. Like I have a house in Philadelphia, and I don't even stay in the house. I rent in Los Angeles and Airbnb be my house in Philadelphia because it's a center city place right by City Hall. Nice little place. Um, but Los Angeles, the weather's way better. But now the beaches are closed. I don't even know what to do with my life. Like the outdoors are closed. I'm gonna lie, I've been a bum pretty much for the last um X amount of years, just bumming it up. I'm gonna lie, I have a pretty good life. That's why I came back to trading, and this shit is frustrating me, and it's not well. Minus last week. Literally, like I can't complain about February or March. Like I did great in those months or in the first half of March. Just this little pop here got me fucking bent on like I don't know where this is gonna go. I can easily see this popping up and gapping up all the way to the top, but I can just see the argument of it going straight down to as well. That's the thing I don't know. And the only thing I know for certain is that there's bearish divergence on this. And this is the same kind of divergence I saw in gold before it pretty much jumped off a cliff. So, and now look, it's flagging or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if this gaps up like 5% tomorrow or something like that, something stupid. But I am expecting a 100% retracement by Friday's report. Not 100% retracement, but at least 50 or 25%. We'll get there. I don't believe this is, green after green. I don't believe that a week should have more green days than red days in a certain situation. I mean, yeah, you can have a green day that's 1%, like a 5% green day tomorrow, or a 5% green day yesterday, a 4% reversal tomorrow with 2% down up to 4%. Shit like that. Just like I guess you can use ATR, find the trading range, and figure it out. But for me, I like to keep it simple. I just look at the reversals, see where they are, make 50% bad decisions, 50% decisions that look make me look like a god. Just all about that risk management, how much pain you can take, and how much, and then especially it's not how much pain you can take, it's where how much money do you want to end up with because close the shorts early or too late. That would be a huge issue here. Like just like even the exit, like you have entry, like where do I even fucking exit? But oh, I know is on the daily. It finally gave me that reversal star. Again, we have three of them. One, two, three going up, right? One right here, one right here. Literally every except for maybe this first one, we have two in a row, right? Two in a row for me is a kill shot, especially when it comes to the weekly, right? Again, two in a row, right? This one here, this is almost manufactured. Like I did not believe when this go up, but luckily I did not short this, nor did I exit here. I exited closer to this bar, but like these are short shot reversals. Just absolutely short squeeze to the top side. Absolutely short squeeze to the top side. And then look, another one, and then it just dies. But here we have one on the daily. We have two of them. So maybe two times the power, but we still have another 20 minutes left here in this market. Ugh. So how you guys doing in quarantine? Guys losing your minds yet? So as long as if things stay constant, I have no issue closing here on the daily. Oh, what did you used to do? I think you might have mentioned to me in the tweet. I see. That's unfortunate. Is it you would think like optical as in like ophthalmology? Yeah, Robert, my parents are literally afraid to go outside. Like, I don't think they have left their house. And okay, let me just throw some ridiculous shit onto you guys right now. My parents are pretty wealthy. They have a $2 million quarantine house across the street from their personal house, the residential house that literally keeps empty. It's literally a trap house. Not a lie. Like it's just parked money. And the quarantine is ridiculous. Costco, food deliveries each and every day. It's like working from home. It's I don't know, like that sounds like a pretty comfortable life, especially if you're making good money while doing it. But they're fearing for their life. This is what I'm saying. Like there's a degree of uh, of being rational, and there's irrational, right? Irrational people are too scared. Rational people are maybe too fucking rational, right? Oh, it's all about the finance. We put enough money, we buy enough ventilators, they don't fucking work, right? Like Elon Musk, right? He's too fucking rational. He's literally like, oh, like 100,000 people died from heart attacks each year. Who gives a shit about 80,000, right? That's like too rational, right? Trump is almost borderline insane because I don't think he falls into either rational or irrational. He's either sometimes very rational, like yesterday when he said 100,000 deaths, right? Or completely irrational, completely irrational. So that's I was gonna say cool thing about Trump. That's a crazy thing about Trump. So I'm looking for this reversal candle to print. I'm not looking for this guy to go up anymore. Like we have what 15 minutes left in this. If this guy keeps the floating up, that's not gonna be good. They're gonna fuck that candle up. I want this to see the next 10 minutes to go jaggedly straight down. Like I don't even care, just go straight down, sell, 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 balance it out, then sell the longs. But I have no idea. Over here, the $6 billion dot this pop right here was a $6 billion buy. boom, one, it was literally a last second buy. So I don't know, one entity can come in here, buy the that's what I've read, pension fund, pension buying. But the thing is, they've been selling too at the end of each day too. If you haven't noticed, there's been huge drops at the end of the day, along with huge pops. It's almost like if there's nothing happens at the end of the day, something's really, really wrong. It's like too quiet. Oh, so you're not considered to be an essential business either? Not even a a doctor's office? I don't know if you offer doctor services. But anyways, that's very unfortunate. I hope you're able to open it up soon. I hope the stimulus bill helps you out while you guys are closed over there in Long Island. I don't know. We kind of get like a rounded top kind of one. Right, we got this little rounding action going with this. Flatten the curve. So you know how the V-shaped bottom, right? Looking for a W. That's pretty much it. I'm just looking for a W. Remember that is very correct. I feel like everybody's gonna need new prescription glasses. Oh shit. Sucks, man. Damn, the CDC shut you guys down. Damn. Hope you can keep your employees and everyone paid. But honestly, with that, I hate to say it, unemployment bill, it actually does, I feel like, would help an average citizen because I'm just thinking like if you're a gig worker, right, in the state of Los Angeles or state of in the state of California, half of average would be around 225 plus an extra was it 600 to be $800 essentially, $800 16 32 $3,200 untaxed. I mean it's essentially like 36K and around 50K um um that's workable for unemployment, but for your workers, but I don't know how businesses would be affected. The small business loans, I don't know how many businesses would essentially accept the, loan offers. At least for you guys are based more on services, and like obviously the glasses or goods and stuff like that. But I'm assuming you make a great deal amount from the services and insurance part. So I don't even know like how that would factor in, to be honest with you. Like, because I think everyone's assuming everyone's like a restaurant, right? You have food, you can't sell food. You got to pay the waiters, waitresses. High cost of maintenance, high cost of rent. 11 pre-tax. Okay, so max out in California is 450 plus 600, and that's non-taxable income, which is pretty sweet. Go buy Tesla. Yeah, they'll pay you a Tesla to be unemployed for a year. It's you can just say, "Oh, claim your unemployment," and just boop, 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 do self-employed business. You can't sue you, right? I'm pretty sure that's a thing, so I'm not telling anyone to do some questionable activity, but, if you're unemployed, you can also start a business, get unemployment, and get money from the business. Unethical pro tips. We're coming up here in the close. So we did have a little drop, a little pop at the end, and I guess the funds are battling it out right now. Don't know what's again, very small movement compared to the last few days. So I'm kind of looking for a big bar to maybe pop. I don't know to the downside or to the high side. Put it back on the 5-minute scale. Again, this is QQQ. So QQQ is the one that's leading today. So we can assume that this similar kind of action is happening on the Dow and SPY. And look at this. Been watching this all day. Right? That is a fucking 100% head and shoulders top right there. There is nothing, right? We have the breakdown. Let me zoom on this one in the last 5 minutes, right? Typical head and shoulders, right? We have the breakdown. We have the retracement, and then the rejection, and then the continued breakdown. That is a 100% head and shoulders. Now the question is, can it follow through? That's actually beautiful. Actually, a beautiful head and shoulders. I'm gonna lie. Let me just do a quick measured move. You got to keep on looking for these patterns constantly. That's because that's what the computer does. Measure move puts us around 188. And we're getting more selling action here on the close. 7 minutes here. Again, I saw someone show me a chart earlier. It was here. I'll show you what someone showed me a chart of earlier, and tell me like these are the type of people trading this market on the long side. Look, all right, it's coming back up, but if this pops really hard in the next like 6 minutes, I'll be fucking damned, right? Someone was telling me earlier that this somehow was a head and shoulders, like to the upside. Like not only that, but a head and shoulders to the upside. Like it was gonna fucking pop up like this, keep going up. And I just like as soon as I saw that, I shook my head. I was like, oh my god, just like I can see why the market moves so crazy these days. It's because there's like too many people using charting software and not predicting it, right? Holy fuck, this is a big pop. This is a big pop. Big pop. Big pop. Get down. Get down. Big volume. Actually, it's not that great of a volume. It's actually pretty weak volume. Question is there anyone selling it? It's a huge battle going on right now. So I'm just a little silent. Just I'm watching right now. Okay, so I'm gonna draw that headline shoulders and see if it hits that and breaks through. That's gonna be actually pretty critical of what I think happened. So obviously, throw it in. We have this line to break right here. So the only thing that would make me a little bit more urgent here in closing my short, I'll probably close out intraday, is if it breaks right here, the upside. Remember, on the daily, we already have a reversal candle. It's already a sharp wick to the upside. I mean, granted, if we close here in the next 4 minutes. So these 4 minutes to me are probably the most important minutes. I prefer the closing 30 compared to the opening 30. Or I'm sorry, the opening hour compared to the closing hour. I like the closing hour more. It's a lot more exciting. It typically is the move that fucks everyone over, right? The morning move is the ha 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 get you chopping positions kind of move. This last move is more like, oh psych, we're gonna do exactly what you've been waiting for the whole day. We're just gonna do it in the last 30 seconds. So we're looking for that dotted line to hold. The funny thing is, like, I'm like scared this can go up like fucking like 3% in like half a minute. Like that's like the kind of trading I've been like thinking this market reacts on. This like crazy swings. Like people are waiting for this, and it's because it's everyone's getting stopped out left and right. The lower it goes, the better it is. The fatter the body, more the drag. Got 2 minutes here. QQQ is at 190. The thing is I think around this level, at least the lows, is where NQ, the futures were last night. So I'm gonna take a quick look at futures. Data's gonna actually no, we only have a minute here, so I'm gonna stay here real quick. We have a minute, so we can go with the other chart real quick. Right? So look, we actually breached the overnight lows. Right? We made lower lows. Okay, so okay, back to Q. And that was the futures contract in Q, E minis. So this low here is actually lower than the low. So we have a lower high. No, we have a higher high today. Lower low. Trump's like, no, give them another 2 million. What are you guys doing? Everyone, get back to work. I'll give the American people another 2 million so they like me, or 2 trillion. Make the stock market great again. Sir, how? Huge. How do we fucking make the market go back to 26,000, 29,000 Dow Jones? Or was it 36,000? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, we closed lows. Beautiful. Beautiful. Mm. So, I'm not lie, I'm actually like the last 2 weeks, this is probably one of my best. Why is it still moving? Weird. Lagging data. But anyways, I'm gonna delete this. We clearly defended that. Hi, this picture. And I'm gonna go to the weekly or to the daily. See that candle? That's a beautiful candle. Moving averages gives me that short too, although I do not rely on the indicator. That's only just backing me up here. And this is the first time that indicator has popped on the daily. It has not popped for a short. That being said, it's the day's over. Hopefully, I'll be able to jump on tomorrow, depending on how the market opens. I might be streaming earlier during the day. Just shoot me a message on StockTwits if you want me to go online. I'll see what I'm doing at the day and what trades I am. But yeah, I did see the flash, Robert. Yeah, but Raj, so it looks like it's breaking down a little bit. Um, I want to show you guys one specific picture here. Oh, actually, I want to do one specific count for you guys. So this is the count I'm looking at. Right, this is the count I'm looking at. I'm looking at this ABC, right? Remember, I don't know if you guys were following my tweets. A couple weeks back ago, I said, um, what if this is not the fifth wave? What if this is just the end of the third wave? Because the third wave is the strongest wave. So my count is actually this now, right? Like you guys know, I said 6K Nasdaq when Nasdaq was above 9K. I'm still adamant about 6K Nasdaq. This is my new count, right? My critical point was this right here. Let me. Okay, this was the critical chart. 4 cannot go above 1. Again, 4 cannot go above 1. So in that case, I had a short because I did believe in this chart. I said, hey, let's do this. If this works, we make a lot of money. If it doesn't work, I lose a little bit and we try again, right? So this is the chart that I'm thinking is the money maker here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down count wave, right? And even on this 4 wave, you can even see the ABC, right? A, so that is my count right there. So I'm looking for one more impulsive panic fucking sell based on data. And I think at this point where we are now, because if you look at this, we're fucking 2019 right now. We're not even fucking that damaged. Look at this. Like literally like October 2019. We're not even close to like fucking doom levels. Right? We're going down from here, and I think we're gonna create another low. That's it. Nasdaq definitely, Dow definitely, but this is what I'm looking at. Right. So what's my Discord? Let me throw you guys the link for Discord. That should be the link for Discord, guys. And I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Um, stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.